All right. You are welcome to the 15th, or is this 15th of February edition of Ghana, My Country. Today is Saturday, 15th of February 2020 AD. Today on Ghana, My Country, we are going to be discussing about UDS NAVRONGO campus, the student leadership and the students itself, factors affecting them and that of their academics and their well-being and their every single thing that confronts students. Today we are honored once more to have one great man, the number one man of the student wing of the University for Development Studies, UDS, NAVRONGO campus to be specific. Actually, I would like that His Excellency introduce himself for my viewers.
Thank you very much, and let me say a good evening to all your viewers and listeners as well. As you rightly said, my name is Raymond Kombala of TV, the SRC president for UDS NAVRONGO campus. Of which there is now behind you.
He's very happy. I don't know why he said very soon I'll be handing over. I don't know whether they are pushing him. Alright, so he's a really great man, and tonight he's joining us on Ghana, My Country, to discuss some of the things that are affecting the students of University for Development Studies, NAVRONGO to be specific. I would like us to go straight to the discussion, and the first thing I would want us to talk about or dissect is about when the issue of trail courses comes to play in other universities or in other colleges. I learned if you trail a course, you are given an opportunity during the break to sit or something they call resit, to write up and continue in the next year. But that isn't the case in our campus. Is there something your academic committee or your office is doing to look into helping students, or it is really good the way the institution is going?
Thank you very much. Rightly said, every institution has their way of doing things. So it does not mean that maybe this is happening in university, maybe this is happening in tech. Then we have to say the same thing should happen in the UDS as well. However, one thing I can tell you for sure is that UDS is an institution which is growing. In as much as I will stand on a point to say that there are more harms that our students are going through in relation to the trails issue. Because I have witnessed so many students that because of our receipt policy, which we have to wait for another 1 year, it has led to some of them being withdrawn from this institution, of which I know that probably when they are being given a chance, they could have written and maybe passed their courses. But we don't rule the fact that this institution must be ready to adapt, because I am an educationist and I am an educationist in the making. One of the things we learn that in education, the structure of education is that as a good educationist, firstly, you must be innovative. Firstly, we have to also know how to adopt, and we have to know how to adapt. So that's why even in this our country here, when Ghana started education, we were using books from London until we now grow to now come and now our own books as well. So you see, I know it is systematic, but now when we look at the harm has been so much. So what we have done as a SRC is that we have raised this issue at our central committee, and we raised it that no, the receipt policy of the school must be considered. It shouldn't just include only the year for us alone. And as we said, we will continue pushing. We know it has been hard, but we still have not remained silent on the issue of the receipt, and we will continue to advocate and see. Maybe probably by the time we will be ending office, we will have ended it to some point, and maybe the incoming ones will come and continue from there. But I know surely that very soon the school is going to reconsider the receipt policy.
Right, so I would like that you amplify your voice moving forward. It means that the SRC office is working on getting students rewrite their papers as they go on, instead of writing them in the following academic year. Actually, I would also, there's, last week I had an opportunity to interview the communications director of the MPP in the constituency. And this issue of student loan came up, just as it came up during your open forum. I would like to find out whether your office is also doing something to support the NUCs, I mean the SRC presidents in Ghana, whether you guys are supporting the NUCs to fighting this student loan issue. Because I learned most of the students who applied, almost all those who applied have not received funds yet.
Thank you very much. On the issue of the student loan, in fact, people that have been closer to me can tell you that when it comes to the student loan issue, I am someone that I have enough knowledge on the student loan issue. Okay. However, for the first time in the history of our country, we are seeing student loan. Let me say, I don't know whether I should use the word retardating. The way they are managing the student loan, they are retardating. I have never sat down as an SRC president. I'm one of the SRC presidents who were pushing from behind the scenes. And I spoke to our user president, or the University Student Association of Ghana, our president, Mr. Paul Abrakwa, and I greet him this evening. And when this issue started, we had a whole lot of deliberation. We also took the case forward and discussed with the people at the national level. To the message or to the information we are getting, it is quite clear that the student loan managers claim that the government has not given them money. So if the government has not given them money, they cannot disburse. And that is why I think that the whole issue of the student loan should be looked at. However, we shouldn't let our students be suffering. The government must be right in a way. In how he is also trying to hold on with the funds, because if these funds or this loan trust has been there for over 10 years, by now they are expecting that those that took, they should be paying their debts, and those money should be used to manage the student loan. But even in America has run into debt over trillions of dollars over student loan issue. And that tells you that yes, if maybe the government have an issue with their fund, the student of Ghana must not suffer for it. And I think that is where the whole issue is coming from. But moving forward, I, as the SRC president of UDS NAVRONGO campus, I have always had an issue with the National Union of Ghana students, because I believe that that voice that our students have, that about 15 years ago, 20 years ago, when the likes of our Honorable Aruna Idrisu and then some Okujeto, Abrakwa and Co were heading the NUCs, that voice that NUCs was having, that voice is no more there. And I think that has been the lapses, which is why some of these things are happening. Because if you look at the student loan trust fund, NUCs were supposed to have a representative, but because of our infighting in the NUCs and so on, it resulted in them even sidelining our rep, because NUCs was divided, and this has gone ahead to affect the student loan issue. That's why the current predicament we are going through is happening. But the truth of the matter is that now NUCs has been united, and we are praying and we are hoping that this unity will continue to be there, and NUCs will find his voice. When NUCs has his voice, the student loan people cannot delay the student of this country. And I have always had my personal opinion, especially on our student leaders at the national front. I have been saying this, that you see, you didn't go there to serve some political party interest. You went there for the sake of Ghanaian students. Why is it that when the student loan issue were delaying, our student leaders were quiet at the national front, and it took some SRC presidents, one of them notably that I respect a lot is it took some NUCs presidents as well as some SRC presidents, and one of them that I respect a lot is the WA NUCs president, Honorable Amza Omar. to take up this issue seriously, and they threatened to stage a nationwide demonstration. Then 2-3 days later, we saw our national union organizing a press conference. As it stands now, student loan hurriedly, when they made a press conference, the next day, student loan hurriedly paid those beneficiaries, but they only paid 50% of it. So just imagine, at this time, the second semester, or in our case trimester, has begun, and you have only paid 50% of this. How do we want our students to survive? How do we want our students to register? Or they don't use these monies only for school fees. They pay hostel rents and other stuff as well. How do we want our students to survive? In fact, it has really made life difficult for our students. But as I have said, we are not relenting. We are still praying and hoping that, as I have said, that now our National Union of Ghana Students is now united. That voice, that oneness in their voice that they have now regained, that's what we should pray for, that they should keep on like that, so that there should be no division. And I know that by a year or two, when they are able to regain their voice fully, I think some of these issues will become a thing of the past.
All right. So if you are in charge of the student loan trust, and you are watching, or you get the opportunity to go through this video, please have mercy on poor students. It is not our making that we don't have money to pay our rents and what have you. Please, we are begging you, release the funds for us. We will pay you later when we are employed. It is a serious problem, and students are unable to register their courses. Some would have to defer if they are unable to pay their school fees in full. But I'm happy some presidents are able to lobby for students to even register, even when they pay 20%. God bless people who are really working at their offices, and God surely punish those who are not working. And I would like us to also move swiftly to my people. Most people are contemplating as to whether this particular year we would have SRC week celebration. Since we didn't get the opportunity to have one, the freshers welcoming. I would like you to take us through our SRC week celebration, because I heard you during your forum say it is going to come on. Can you brief us more about our SRC week celebration?
You are put
from students administration, there are problems. Yes. So I want us to go into our week celebration.
Yes. As I said, I am operating a governance that the people are my focal point in now. If the people want the SRC, they will get it. How they will get it, that one will make it. SRC week in other institutions doesn't mean we making extravagant spending. Yes, there will be a budget and stuff, but in all, someone will say, but the monies we have, we will look at it to celebrate the week. And I think that people that have been closer to my administration can really tell you I am trying to cut off expenses in order to be able to meet some of these things. But a challenge that we have currently that we want to resolve is our funding. As at now, the last time, the only funding that we got from central administration was 39,000. That's for the 39,312. That's for first trimester administrative expenses. We have never taken anything. The elections we have done and other programs we have run as an SRC, we have even not taken these monies as well. Only for we to go and find out that they said we are left with about 18,078 Ghana cedis. So at this stage, how do we even cooperate? Because the second trimester administrative funds has not come. How do they want us to travel? What monies do they want us to give the NUCs? And they will come as well. But some few days I was disturbed a bit, but I was lifted when my treasurer came in. I realized that some people intentionally have taken some monies from our account that they don't deserve to take. And in the coming weeks, the SRC is going to take a strong stand on that. And we are going to make a strong statement to management on this issue, that it's time they stop putting their hands in our finances. It's time we can manage ourselves. In fact, we have campus management. Are they trying to tell us that releasing our funds to our campus here, our campus managers are not capable or what? What are they trying to tell us? And you see, these things have continued. And at times I wonder whether central administration have apathy for we from WA and NAVRONGO campus, that they allow us to be taking car, coming to Tamale, to and fro, following on budget. We also know students that are also supposed to learn and pass our academics as well? Or do they want to say that we those that we are in WA and NAVRONGO campus, it is our punishment to be SRC executives? This time around, these things will end. And I think that I am of the view that after we make the statement next week in our press conference, our students will all appreciate our financial stand. And as far as we know, and as I am talking to you now, our analysis, money that have been taken from us wrongly is over 80,000 Ghana cedis. And I think that when we have that money, it can save us from so many things. At least it can help us in resolving our debts and other things that we want to complete for our students. And I'm not going to allow this thing to slide at all. So one thing I can tell my people is that SRC week we have scheduled a date, and per the intercom date was 9 to 14. We still stand by it, and we are still committed to ensuring that we will still have the SRC celebration.
All right. According to you, you said your treasurer, from his interviews or from his research, he has found out that about 80,000 Ghana cedis has been taken away. Some people are taking this. Has he taken the hit to find out who?
Yeah, he did so. When he was at central administration, he did so. They were not able to give us a tangible reason. But as I said, for now, I reserve that details because these details is meant for our press conference.
All right.
By then, we will have all documents to prove to the whole world why we think that money has been taken wrongly from our account. And the steps we have taken so far, where I have problem is that they are branding NAVRONGO campus SRC, especially me, with a certain tag, as if I don't want the piece of UDS, especially. And some people are using me against Tamale, that's the central administration. But they don't say the kind of wrongs they are doing to me. If I tell you the kind of wrongs and some of the things they have been doing against me, but that's why I said that in the press conference we will make all of these things clear.
You can feel free and tell me some of the wrongs they do.
There is central administration is exhibiting impartiality towards NAVRONGO campus, and I will say it on any other time. But as I said, there is a saying in P that you see, I don't know how to put it in English for you to
can put it in G.
But all what I will say is that we shouldn't rush to get the information. At the right time, we will make these informations available.
All right. But you made mention of cutting some aspects of the SRS week celebration. Like, which one are you cutting off? Because there are some of them which are very present to students.
Yes.
Which of them are you taking off?
For now, I will not say we are taking off some.
Okay.
Yes, for now. But we can try to be creative and innovative in ensuring that all the programs happen successfully. So that's what we will look at. But as it stands now, you are not seeing flyers of the SRC because I am a manager that when I don't know that the amount is not in my account, I can't predict or I cannot say that authoritatively we will do this. And this because why the money is not in our account are the challenges that we are addressing this week. So when we are able to finish addressing these challenges, we will make.
So when are we talking about this press conference?
Press conference is slated to happen on Wednesday. That is Wednesday, the 19th of February 2020.
All right.
However, it is subject to council approval. Initially, GA must give authorization, but because of how urgent it is, we are taking approval from council to copy GA for GA to be aware of this action, because council is like the mini GA. So on Monday we will have our council and we will discuss some of these things at council, and how this press conference will go and other stuff, or we will discuss it in depth at council. But trust me, this time we are going to take a drastic measure to end this issue of this SRC finances once and for all.
Alright, so we are ending this SRC finances once and for all. This is not going to repeat again. SRC week is really entertaining and good. But since I came to this institution, I've never had the opportunity to witness some. So I don't know how it is. Are we expecting a very big artist this time around?
You know,
Like Shatawale.
It's great, you know. In fact, I am someone who loves Shatawale as well. So
Wow.
I would just prefer we having artists like Shatawale. But one thing I will say that for now, our numbers and our monies we pay our dues, we have not gotten to that point whereby we can bring these big artists.
Okay.
However, from the public opinion, one of the things we are looking at is we have some students who finish school year that they are trying to, in fact, we want to promote our own from NAVRONGO campus. That's how Stoneboy and Co have been promoted, and today they are Stoneboys.
Ellen Shatawale was in what?
Yes, that one I am not privy to.
Okay.
But one thing we want to say is that even if he was in WA, what did WA people do for him before he became a star? You see, these are some of the things that we want to look at. We have our own legendary. We have our own Kwabena Lighter and Co. This year, if our monies is not able to bring and let me say headline artists, you end up spending more than 40,000
for just 30 minutes.
Yes, on them. But if we look at our own artists, of which of course that 40,000 we can even divide it into two, and we can get more than 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of our own, and we can promote our own with half of that money. So I think they are looking at our financial state. That will be the way to go. Because at the end of the day, we want something fun. We want our students to feel like there was a week celebration.
You know, like you were saying, there should be creativity. Some of us also like chopping, sitting down and enjoying. Some people are not music lovers that they will come to watch. And would there be something like dinner or so?
Yes, as I said, we are still. I am a president that consult a lot, especially the whole students who are on the campus as TAs and other stuff. There has been a suggestion from a large section of them that they prefer that this time around we take the SRC to a different level. We are still contemplating, and at the end of the day, what we think it will favor our students is what we will do. So we don't rule out that possibility as well.
Alright. So I would like to move a little far from the SRC week celebration. I want to take you back to the classroom. Prior to your campaign, you were talking of setting a scholarship scheme to support students. Have you taken heed to looking at some of those things? Because if we had scholarship schemes, I'm sure by now we wouldn't have been talking about student loan in the first place.
Yeah, you know, let's put aside me being the SRC president. People that are closer to me will tell you how I am very passionate in helping people. That's why when I was coming, we had the mindset to set out this scholarship scheme. However, I have been an administrator, let me say an administrative clerk for 4 good years when I was working in Florence Maternity Home. So yes, before coming, I didn't know much about the finances of the SRC. But one thing I know is that as a good administrator, you should find your ways of trying to squeeze about things. We were committed to dedicating some monies to welfare to help some of our students whom we know that they are having serious needs. But truth be told, with the current system by UDS, no SRC president can come and set up a scholarship scheme. Because they decide when they should give your monies to you. If I tell you every year how much we are paying in terms of loan interest, that money is a loan could have even helped in paying for more than 30 students' school fees. But we end up that our own monies are there, they can't give us the money. And we have activities that we need to undertake, whether they like it or they don't like it, because we need to be attending Congress, we need to be traveling in order to meet up and speak on student affairs as well. When we are going and there is no man, what do? As the prayer, you go and borrow. And when you borrow, people that borrows, no bank is ready to borrow SRC any amount. Per our system, yes, they don't believe in them borrowing any amount. So what do? You see, you now turn to the individual person to get a loan from the individual person. And the individual person still come with a higher loan interest. And this is what is killing the SRC. That is why our call will be making on Wednesday, God willing, if everything goes on safely. Our call we are going to make is enough of the bullying. And I'm going to prove with analysis. If they were telling us that our current system is to ensure transparency, I'll prove to them that it is to promote corruption. Because, yes, let me tell you the truth here, that if a father and you have a child, and even your child is even criminal, you have time for the child and still try to bend the child the way you think it should go. Keeping our monies means that you want to mean that we are small boys. Even just look at our brothers in the senior high school. Go to some elite senior high school like the Prempe Accra Academy. Is that the way they have been treating their SRC? They don't do that. When they want their money, they give it to them. We look at the process right through vice dean, through campus principal, to the dean of student, to the pro-BC. Someone can even pick your document and put it at the office for more than 2 weeks. Why? These are some of the things that is hindering what the SRC can do. The SRC can do more if all our monies are being given to us on our campus basis. We can set up this scholarship scheme, we can do it, but till these things are done, I think that the scholarship scheme will be different. Unless maybe we are able to partner agencies, as I'm trying to do, by trying to have a deal with MTN, Vodafone, and other supporting agencies. Maybe through that, then we can try to have this scholarship scheme. But on the SRC, like if you go to Legon, we have the Ibibua scholarship. Unel, my friend Unel Adomaku, fantastic SRC president. He has been able to bring about these schemes as well, and they have implemented. NAVRONGO could have been able to implement this thing, but these are the challenges. And until we all come together to fight this canker, to end this canker once and for all, I don't think we are moving forward.
So you are expected to come and fight the canker of corruption from his point of view. He feels that there is corruption. If it is said that there is transparency in keeping our money, then he will prove to them that there is corruption. Let's wait and see what will happen on Wednesday, hopefully. You made an allegation that I don't know. I would still hold that we wait and we wait for you to show us how there is corruption in administration or management keeping our monies. Okay, but like you were saying before you zoomed office, I'm taking you back to the scholarship. If I read your policy, I mean the scholarship scheme policy very well, it was speaking, or it was saying, suggesting that you are going to partner with institutions. I want you to have you been able to partner? Have you started the process already, or you initiated some and it didn't work?
Yeah, you know, that's why I said administration is a process. Okay. Let me refer you to what former president of the United States of America said when he came to Ghana. He said our problem as Africans is that we don't strengthen institutions. Prior to when I assume office, one thing I can tell you is that the SRC even as the organ or a stakeholder of this institution is weak. If you have a weak SRC, it is like branding. Your branding is no good. How do you want people to come into it and say that they are like coming to partner you? But if you have a good branding and the SRC has been branded very well, you will be there and people will be flowing with school. And now institutions, people want to see you doing good works before they will come and be helping you. And that is what we are looking at. Because when we came, the SRC is always conservative to student funds. We said no, student funds is not the way to go. We need to start up. That's why we have established link with the office of the municipal chief executive. We are trying to establish contact with the office of the regional minister. We are also trying to establish contact with the office of the regional house of chiefs as well. These are all some kind of deliberation we want to make the SRC favorable before people outside. Because I realize that we don't involve our external stakeholders. And most of these things will come when we have a strong relationship with our external stakeholders. Because there is a district assembly scholarship that they give. If we have a very good relationship with our external stakeholder, that is the municipal assembly, we can in a way propose to them that our UDS students should be considered.
And you think they would take their scholarship of which they are supposed to give to their children, they will give it to someone from Garo? For how many reasons?
Oh, it will happen. That's why I said it is all admin. If you go to Lagos, the MP is helping because they know the impact of the students in the constituency as well. Okay. And I know that our politicians, both from the NDC and the NPP divide, knows very well the impact of UDS students. In fact, UDS students have not strike, but this year we will tell them that we have redefined the SRC, and we will tell them that you will not use us to win NAVRONGO central seat when we don't benefit anything from anybody. This year we are building the SRC strategically such a way that we will not just make the road if they don't begin before we will leave office. I have been on the road contractors severally. I'm pushing. And this is the very first time you are seeing an SRC program. People feels like it is not our duty. But this is why I talk about strengthening ourselves. When we are able to strengthen the SRC through this regard, other things coming. Because when someone wants to even support something in the tertiary, people will say, oh, we know of the SRC in NAVRONGO campus. They are doing well. Send it there. And these are some of the things that we are considering.
All right. So, Mr. President is strengthening our student wing, I mean the SRC wing, so that we will be able to hold leaders accountable. We'll be able to push politicians to do their works very well. He just said something and I want to take him back there. He said he's working hard to get the road fixed. How has the battle been? That's very keen to me. The road, the street light, and the street lights they promised. It's very keen to me. So how far has... with that?
You know, I think that at this juncture, let me thank the Honorable Municipal Chief Executive for Kasina Nankana and then for Kasina Nankana West. As for the West, I don't know his name, but Mr. I know of
Mr. Jara, Honorable Jara.
But I know of my own Mr. William, Honorable William, who have been a very close father, of course, and he has done marvelously in pushing this road agenda. On the front of the students, what we do is advocacy. Because I remember in all our 2 meetings we have had with people from the top, precisely the Executive Secretary of NCT, Professor Salifu, and then my own father, and everything. Professor Kwesi Yanka, who happens to be the Honorable Minister of State for Tertiary Education. I remember when we met, he made the SRC executives. I made a statement, and my executives can bear me witness. And I told him that, Prof, your office and the office of where our whole Honorable Anthony Abayifa Kabo, who happens to be the Deputy Minister of Roads and Highways, the office is not more than, in fact, 500 meters. And I told him that, Honorable, go and tell him that if he leaves office and this our road is not fixed, we are not going to forgive him. Because he was one of our own, and my executives can bear me witness. You may not know how some of our pressures do bring about some of these things, but we don't sit down. And I have never sat down. When I came, I have never sat down. I'm pushing. And that's why I said I thank Honorable William very well. He has never sat down on our road issue. It is something that worries him as well. So if you said last week the communication director came here, yes, it's true, he came, but as it stands now, about 4 days ago, I spoke to the road contractor, that's Basom Construction Limited. I spoke to one of their directors, who is in fact heading the entire team here, and he made me aware that currently they are now waiting for the regional coordinating council for some little things. Initially, first week of February, but now we don't know. But we will still continue to mount pressure and push so that this road issue can be started once and for all.
All right. The West Municipal DCE is called Mr. Jaran. He was the head of department for the science in NAVRONGO, and Mr. Honorable Williams too was the PE director for NAVRONGO. Okay. All of them hail from there. Good evening to you, honorable members, my very own teachers. I also heard something that I want us to also look at, the SRC and NUC's elections. I learned it will not come off. Is that so true? That we don't have enough money to run SRC week celebration, so we wouldn't get money to also fund the elections. Are you going to be SRC forever? Are you going to become a monarch?
No. As I said, even if I'm still in this school, even if the whole of the students are claiming that, Raymond, we are giving you 2 3 years, I will not accept. I have always believed in the philosophy of Mandela. You have to come and create a path. Let people believe in your path, then stay back and guide them. I am one of the SRC president I even wanted to hand over early. Because I know, judging from what God has used us to achieve, we have gotten our students now, leaders that are coming. I can confidently say that we have some good guys coming up that under good mentorship.
You mean the aspirants, the current aspirants, or?
Yeah, I don't even talk about the aspirant, but I look at the broader leadership of or the future of NAVRONGO campus in terms of the leadership. I am happy that through what we have done, you will see some testing you. We want to be like you. We want to learn from you. You are an inspiration to us. This alone strengthens me that, yes, of course, we should rather step down and train these people to understand what leadership is really about. Then we should guide them in order to be able to do greater things for NAVRONGO campus. So I will not be willing to hold on to power. But the reality is that, what do we use to conduct election? It all depends on money. And if they say you are level 18, we are going for Congress. Our congresses are all totaling, all our congress and other meetings of Congress are totaling about over 20,000. We have not even been able to get it. And what we are left is about 18,000. And do you believe that the like SRC is not in a state of shock right now? As it stands now, the like SRC is in a state of shock. So how do I let them declare that elections are going to take place and other stuff when I know there is no money for it. People that can help us to fund elections are our campus. Last year's election even we have not paid them.
Really?
Yes. These are some of the realities on the ground. And there, in fact, when I came, there are a whole lot of debt. Radio fast even that is there. We are owing over 26,000 Ghana cedis as well. So just imagine all of this thing and being in all of this conditions. So I think that my students must even at times even pray for me. How I'm able to manage academics plus all of this thinking, because it has not been easy at all. But one thing I can say is that I called the Electoral Commission over to my office for a discussion. And we had a few discussions on this year's election. And I raised some argument before them. So I asked them to go and give me a feedback. And the feedback they have given me means that they are ready to find pragmatic approach in making sure that less money go to the election and we can also have a credible elections as well. So this is what I have told them. So I have agreed to the fact that they are going to open nominations. But since they are independent body, I will not want to announce when they will open the nomination. I'll leave it to them. When it is time, they will announce to the student body. So
I'll be looking forward to seeing a free and fair elections. You said we spend about 20,000 open Ghana cities on conferences. I don't know how, but what are the impact or the importance of these conferences that we spend about 20,000 Ghana cities
okay.
on?
Thank you very much. Let me state this, that this year or over the years, NAVRONGO campus, among all the 4 campuses of UDS, we spend less when it comes to congresses. We attend all congresses as said. Now, let me explain to you for you to understand how it is. We have our major congress, and the congress is where we go to elect the national leaders.
Okay.
We have the user congress, which of course is the University Student Association of UDA NAVRONGO campus is part. Then we have the NUS Congress, that is the National Union of Ghana Student Congress, of which of course we are also part. You know, all the congress, we were having a delegation, and our delegation are 15 people. So the congress will last for about 5 days. So we will deliberate on issues and other stuff, and finally we will have our elections as well. So let's imagine or look at it that you are attending congress with 15 people. During vacation, they are doing their things, they will leave it and come. Some of it are there, we are going to Accra. It can happen, you know. The user congress, we went to UNIO. And that doesn't end there. We have also attended Senate. We have attended Senate. We have people who are Senate members. We have 5. That's the SRC president, SRC secretary, NUS president, NUS secretary, and the WUCOM. All of these things we have attended. And as you said, what are the impacts? The impact is that we need to strengthen our external relationship with our mother bodies so that when they are discussed in national affairs, we can be considered. Trust me, this Congress we are going, I will say this, NAVRONGO campus have not lost. If it comes to impacts, and today you are looking at one of the SRC president, that when it comes to real advocacy, people know very well that when it comes to advocacy, we can speak very well for the interests of our students. Raymond can never be ignored in this country. Even if we are to even take the best, because at the national level, they know our advocacy. And how do we get to show what we have? We show what we have when we go for some of these congresses, and we have the chance to speak on issues of national interest. Then we are able to talk about. So when we talk about the Congress, it's not about maybe one like this. We went and then we say this money. No, it is a series of Senate and other stuff, about 5, 6 different meetings with a delegation of no less than 5. But the Congress itself is 15. That has added up to come to this amount.
All right. So you also made an allegation that NAVRONGO campus is the campus that spends least. Why is that the case?
You know, that when we came, we realized that we don't have money. So if you don't have money, how do you go about spending anyhow? At least anything that yes, you have to go. You don't want to run away from. But some of the things that our people deserve, we have to cut it down. We have to cut so many things down. Transportation, under normal instant during vacation, when an executive is partaking in something, it is the executive committee that decides that we give you this, and we have a certain criteria, but we have to bring it down, lower it down, so that at least you will be able to fund all of these things we do as well. And I think that this is why this is on the basis that I stand, because I know congresses, people spend in total over 500 million and stuff. Yes, because if you go to Tamale and Wa, they have 20 delegates that they have to send to Congress, so they have an extra 5 people in addition. And when you add all other things that our people deserve as well, you could realize. And when an executive is on break and you call him that you have to attend congresses, by the constitution, during vacation, there is a criteria of money you have to give to the executive per day, as those spend they spend it at the Congress and other stuff. But we have to reduce all of this thing because of our financial situation. Or when I came to office, I said I don't know what I have, so I can't be spending it there.
Do you have documents to back the money Radio Fast is owing? I mean the 26,000 Ghana cedis Radio Fast is owing.
Yes, we have documents to back it, and that's why I said in some of the press and in the press conference we'll be having and other deliberations which will happen.
Do we? Okay.
We will make some of these things clear to the student body as well. Then they will be able to know the real state of the SRC.
Are we expecting someone to be arrested? Because I don't understand why we would be owing 26,000 Ghana cedis.
Yes.
Are we expecting the prosecution of the armed robber somewhere?
I will not say really a prosecution of an armed robber somewhere.
Okay.
But one thing I will say is that this issue of the Radio Fast, my office has referred it to the General Assembly together with other debts, and a committee of inquiry has been set up.
Okay.
They are going to these issues. So, when it's at the General Assembly, my powers are limited.
Okay.
I act as a normal member, so we know that the committee will be done with their work by this week, and then very soon we will sit on it and we will know the way forward.
All right. It's been about almost an hour since we started this program, and it's Ghana, my country, with Lumia TV. And today we happen to have the finest gentleman of UDS NAVRONGO campus. I mean the SRC president, His Excellency Raymond Otivi. He joined us to explain a couple of things. In fact, it was just a short notice. I really contacted him and he showed up. That's leadership. I am hoping that. All right, I will just throw this question to him before we take his final remarks. You've seen aspirants, right? Those aspiring to be. Are you sure of a continuation of advocacy from the all? I'm not saying you should be specific, but from judging all the aspirants, are you seeing activism in any of them?
I reserve that right to comment on any of the aspirants. But one thing I know is that my administration has set the pace, and it will become difficult for any aspirants to come and go wayward. The people are not going to tolerate that at all. So whether they will choose advocacy or what they will choose, at the end of the day, what I care is that the aspirants must bear in mind that they are coming to serve the people, and it is not anybody in management that will make them the SRC president. Why will management come and vote for them? It is these our students who will walk from their hostels, far away hostels, to come and vote. Remember that it is because of them that someone finds you worthy to even call you for a deliberation on student affairs. So I want them to keep that in mind. I don't know the direction they want to go, whether advocacy or what, but I believe that they are all good candidates, and the best person is the person who will win.
The best person will win. Are you trying to say you were the best person, that's why you won?
Of course, that's why I'm here.
Alright, so it's been a very nice evening with the SRC president, one-on-one with His Excellency Raymond TV on Lumia TV, and he has cleared out on most of the things, and I'm hoping to see him very soon, or if not possible, the next administration working on trail courses, and also seeing the 50% of the student loan that is left paid, and getting the scholarship scheme running, and that of SRCB coming off, and elections to also coming off. And in fact, we are hoping that most of you, the students, will join the press conference on Wednesday, so that we will be able to deliberate more. And I want that students should rise up. In fact, I always say that when you see that things are not going on right, you push hard to get them going right. I don't want the case that we students of UDS, in fact UDS in general, will be on WhatsApp making a lot of noise when issues confronting us, when issues affecting us comes to play. We will just be on WhatsApp making a lot of noise, doing a lot of nothing to backing our leaders and backing administrations to push us hard. So I would like that the president probably give us his remarks as he takes leave of us. His remarks before he take leave. Maybe admonishing students to also come for the press conference, so that outside world will see us very well.
Okay. Before I'll give my remarks, let me first and foremost thank all seen and unseen faces in management that are really understanding our case. That we are not people who, as people are, some few people are trying to say that we are ruthless, we don't want the piece of UDS and blah blah blah. There are few people there are more people in management that are understanding it, but they are unseen faces and seen faces as well. So let me say this evening I thank all of them, and I will say that God richly bless them, and they should continue to hope and believe in what we are doing. We are not stopping either. And let me say this, until the very last day I hand over as the SRC president, nobody should think that they can just bully me anyhow. And even if I hand over as the SRC president, I want people to remember this thing, that I was born a Ghanaian and I became a Ghanaian citizen by birth before I entered the institution of UDS. And if the laws of UDS are not bigger than the laws of Ghana, me, I don't feel intimidated. Nobody at all should try. But what we are doing, our students are suffering, and that is what we talk about. And I don't think that when I start all of the things I've been doing, you have heard me. In the area of my platform, I speak that I've insulted someone before. I make my point respectfully, and I make it strongly. And I think that that is what people must take note of. Let me use this opportunity, my final words, by thanking the Vice Dean of Students for NAVRONGO campus, and the campus principal, and our campus officer. In fact, I've had a good working relationship with all the heirs of department of NAVRONGO campus here, and I love what they are doing. Most of them are really doing well for the welfare of our students, and I thank them as well. And when we started the program, my TTFPP meeting, our girlfriend just sent me a message that he is watching me live on Lumia TV. Girlfriend, let me say a big shout out to you as well. And girlfriend, it was fun those times in WA, and he feels happy that Raymond were there in WA, all of Raymond became an SRC, and they understand the kind of leader God has made me, and they have always been sending me message to admonish me to continue fighting for our students. And I thank everybody from the SRC, the entire people in the SRC, those that support us, those that doesn't support us, so we thank everybody. All what we are saying is that I came to do my best. When I'm done, I will go. But history is going to judge my works one day.
History is going to write your name down one day. What are you really doing in your office to helping the less privileged, those who have not gotten to your office? It is really great and nice having you, Mr. President, pass through. Greetings to all those who are watching, especially students of UDS, NAVRONGO campus, NAVRONGO people, Upper East people, the Northerners, every single person in this country who is watching, especially lecturers of UDS, NAVRONGO campus. A very good evening to all of you, and I wish to catch you same time next week on Lumia TV, Ghana, my country. Until we meet next week, it is love, it is love, it is love, and grace be with you all. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. President, for your time.